There is a mysterious multi-level underground city in Turkey that can hold up to 20,000 people with livestock. And this is Derinkuyu, the underground city located in the Nevşehir region, just south of Cappadocia. This was by far one of the most interesting places I visited during my trip in Turkey. The city extends up to 85 meters deep, which is 280 feet. And as I said at the start, it can house up to 20,000 people with their livestock and food. Now, there are lots of opinions about what this place actually is. So we'll start off by talking about the official side, and then we'll get more into the weird and wonderful. Officially, the city is believed to originate from around 500 BC, and throughout history it has been extended and deepened. And there are even some documents showing that it was still being used up until the 1900s. According to scholars, the primary use for the city was to be hiding from invading armies or used by groups being prosecuted by others. Now, as a visitor, there's something you need to bear in mind, that it is quite claustrophobic down there. Some of the tunnels to reach from one level to another are extremely narrow. As you can see here, I'm having to really crouch down and get through. This particular set of stairs weren't too bad, but some of them were even more narrow than this. It actually says at the door, before entering, if you're claustrophobic, not to go down there. So just bear that in mind. What's actually amazing about this city is that it's not the only one. There is actually another underground city in an area called Kaymakli, and amazingly, they are both connected by an underground tunnel that extends 5 miles. And when you see the entrance to the tunnel that connects these two cities together, there is a huge boulder that blocks the entrance to try and prevent anyone getting through from one side to the other in the event of compromise. These cities were actually forgotten about and were rediscovered in the 1960s when a local man was renovating his house and accidentally went through into one. 3 years later, it was open to the public once fully excavated. Now, I said at the beginning that it is dated to around 500 BC, but some alternative thinkers seem to believe that it's way older than that. Some people seem to believe that it actually dates to around the last ice age, which is 11,000 years old. However, I have to be clear that that is pure speculation. They believe the true purpose of the city was to hide from the severe weather. And of course, I'm talking about the city featuring on Graham Hancock's Ancient Apocalypse. But one of the clever designs about the city is how it was supplied with water and air. They dug these extremely deep wells, which actually supplied the surface as well as the city. But in doing so, it was actually supplying the city with air at the same time, as you can see here. If you were on the surface looking down the shaft, you'd probably think it was just a well, and perhaps miss the huge city underneath. Now, if you're visiting Cappadocia, there are plenty of tours to visit this place. However, make sure to come to Derinkuyu, as it is the much larger city and much more interesting. But definitely put it on your list.